HOA president hacked my front gate, didn't realize I programmed its entire operating system. The Karen flowers bloomed defiantly along my fence, their vibrant purple petals a quiet rebellion against the HOA's sterile rules. I'd planted them to honor my late mother, who loved their wild beauty, but to Mr. Gerald Hawley, the HOA president, they were a violation of community aesthetics. For months, he'd hounded me letters, fines, even snide comments at meetings. I'm Lena Carter, a software engineer who'd moved to Willow Creek for peace, not petty wars. But Gerald's latest stunt pushed me to the edge. He hacked my smart front gate, locking me out of my own home. It started with a glitch. My gate, a custom-built system I'd coded myself, refused to open one evening. My phone app showed an override command, one I hadn't authorized. Furious, I traced the breach to an IP address linked to Gerald's home office. He'd bragged about his tech-savvy nephew at the last HOA meeting, but he didn't know I designed the gate's entire operating system. Every line of code, every security protocol, it was mine. I could have fixed it in minutes, but I wanted answers. Why target me? Was it really just about the flowers? The next morning, I confronted Gerald at the community center. His smug grin made my blood boil. "Lena, your gate's a safety hazard," he said, leaning back in his chair. "We took action for the neighborhood's sake." His cronies nodded, but I saw doubt in Mrs. Ellison's eyes, the elderly treasurer who'd always been kind. I demanded proof. Gerald waved a tablet, claiming he'd tested my system for vulnerabilities. "You're not above the rules," he sneered. I stormed out, vowing to expose him. That night, I dug into the gate's logs. The hack was clumsy, a brute force job that exploited a minor firmware flaw. But there was something else, a hidden script redirecting my security camera feeds to an external server. Gerald wasn't just locking me out, he was spying. My stomach churned. This wasn't about flowers or HOA rules. It was personal. I remembered his nephew, Tim, a quiet kid who'd shadowed Gerald at meetings. Was he the hacker? I needed to know. I spent hours rewriting the gate's code, embedding a trap. If Gerald tried another hack, the system would lock his device and trace every move. By dawn, I was ready. I sent an anonymous tip to the HOA board, hinting at security concerns with Gerald's leadership. The trap was set, but I didn't expect the chaos that followed. The showdown came at the next HOA meeting. Gerald, tablet in hand, gloated about upgrading community security. I stood up, my voice steady despite my racing heart. "You hacked my gate, Gerald. You violated my privacy." Gasps rippled through the room. He laughed, denying everything, but I projected the logs onto the meeting screen. His IP address, the override commands, the camera feeds, it was all there. His face paled, but he doubled down. "You're unstable, Lena. Those flowers prove you don't belong here." Then came the twist. Mrs. Ellison, trembling, stood up. "I saw Gerald's nephew at Lena's gate last week," she said. "He was tampering with it." The room erupted. Tim, barely 19, was in the back, eyes wide with panic. He wasn't just Gerald's pawn, he'd been coerced. "He threatened to ruin my college apps," Tim stammered. "He wanted dirt on you, Lena, to force you out." The truth hit like a punch. Gerald had targeted me because my property sat on land he wanted for a developer friend. The flowers were just an excuse. I activated my trap. Gerald's tablet froze, displaying a message, "Intruder alert. System locked." His smugness vanished as I explained how my code had caught him. The board voted to remove him that night, but victory felt hollow. Tim faced no charge. She was a kid caught in a bully's game, but Gerald walked free, his connections shielding him. My gate worked again. The flowers still bloomed, but I couldn't shake the betrayal. My home, my sanctuary, had been violated. And for what? Greed. The neighborhood split. Some thanked me for exposing Gerald. Others whispered I'd gone too far. Mrs. Ellison left a pie on my porch, a quiet apology. Tim stopped by, head hung low, promising to make amends. I forgave him, but the sting lingered. Gerald moved away, but his developer friend still circled, eyeing my land. The Karen flowers stood tall, but I wondered how long I could fight. In the end, I reprogrammed the gate stronger than ever, a fortress of code. But the cost was steep, trust shattered, a community fractured. I stared at the flowers, their beauty now bittersweet, and wondered if peace was ever possible in a place built on control. What do you think? Was Lena's fight for justice worth the cost, or did she fuel a cycle of vengeance? Share your thoughts.